Hello, hello, everyone. It's Bev DeBono. And today I have an amazing title page to show you using the jumbo circle template and a very busy paper. So many times we stay away from a busy pattern because we're not quite sure what to do with it. But this is an idea that was inspired by Pam Winn, a friend of mine. And I want to share with you how you can make this beautiful title page. Also want to point out that these very chunky stickers, these alphabet stickers, were from the Tropic Time pack. But I love the chunkiness of it, the greens of it. And so tonight I'm going to show you there's another chunky set. And this, believe it or not, is from the Zoo pack. So these are still available. They're just the ABCs. And the reason I chose that is because my busy pattern tonight is going to be this busy leaf pattern. Okay, so let's get started. We need a base paper, and I'm going to use a white. And sometimes when you have such a busy pattern, you want to have something to really tone it down, such as a white. So this is what I'm going to be cutting my circles out of. Then I need a piece that coordinates, that's going to be my strip across the bottom that I'm going to put my punch over. So you could use either a punch or a border maker cartridge, either one. So you need a coordinating strip and then the paper that you will be punching out. So you need two. And then you will need some paper to make some mats. And you can use something that's very tonal, or again, white, to go along with the white base. We don't need a lot of other things. We're just going to be using our jumbo circle template and our trimmer. Okay, so let's get started. We take our jumbo circle template and our very busy paper. You can hardly see my template because the paper is so busy. But what we want to do is, let me see if I turn it over. Oh, it's just as, well, let's just use the way it should be. Okay, so we're using that jumbo circle template, and I want you to just place it right in the middle as best you can. Place it right in the middle of your paper. So if your paper is right on your 13 by 13 mat, you can really eyeball it and see exactly where it's going to go. Then we're going to take our red blade and we are going to cut on the outside first and then on the inside. It's important you do the outside first, and then do not move your template after you make your cut. Okay, so sometimes I have to put my whole arm in there. I call it elbow grease. And then we're going to take our red blade and we're going to cut on the outside of the template. Red blade on the outside, all the way around. And I really hold it really tight because it is a bigger template. And once you finish that, do not move your template. And now we are going to use the red blade on the inside. Red blade on the inside. There you go, 2 cuts. Okay, we're not using this inner piece. but we are going to be using the outer piece and this middle piece. So now let's just tape our outer piece right onto our base. And sometimes with cardstock, there's a little bit of, you see here, the cardstock is probably about 1/16 of an inch bigger than my designer paper. And that just is how cardstock is sometimes from how they mill it. Don't worry about it. We can always just cut that off later. It's not a problem. I would suggest using the repositionable tape in case you have to lift it up. And I'm going to use a wax paper. This is the extra from stickers, just to get those little edges here, right in the middle. I'm putting it under this little middle section. Okay, and now we're ready to put it onto our base. And it's like wallpaper. When you put it down, you start at the top and you slowly, slowly, you put it down and you hold your breath. And you hope that there's no bubbles, right? There you go. Okay, so like I said, don't worry if you have this little piece here from the cardstock, it's a little bit bigger. We'll just cut that off later. Okay, and now this is really fun because we're going to take our template back and put it here. And that's going to help us guide where we're going to put our little section there. So it's perfectly spaced, okay? And so now we're going to put tape on our midsection. And look how easily, because now we know exactly where it's going to go. We don't have to guess. And then we just remove that. Perfectly spaced. Okay, and now our next thing is to make our strip across the bottom, and that just brings your eye down to the bottom of this very busy pattern. But before I do that, I don't want to make, I want to make sure that my strip is going to be big enough for my border that's going to go across that strip. So depending on what you're using, your border could be bigger or smaller. So let's punch our border first so that we know what size to make that strip. So I'm going to be using the autumn leaf punch. And this is Shades of Golden Harvest, beautiful paper autumn pack. So you can use any punch or any border maker system that you have, and you're just going to punch one complete row. Now, the other thing that I like to do, and I will show you when I punch borders such as this, and if you have any little whiskers like this, again, no worries. We just take our micro tip and we just clip off these little, I call them little whiskers. Okay, so any little whiskers, no problem. But what I wanted to show you is instead of punching with just a plain paper, okay, what I did was I punched with a paper that had a pattern on it. And when I, so you don't always have to punch with a plain paper, but when you punch with a pattern, it really gives it another dimension. Okay, now let's measure the size of your border before you cut your strip. And on my mat here, I can see that my strip should be about 1.5 inches because my leaf is lining up to about the 1.5 inch mark. So I'm going to cut my strip to 1.5 inches. We just need a straight line. And now I'm going to tape that onto my base, probably around the 3-inch mark. Right around the 3-inch mark, so that you're really bringing your eye down and are covering that up. So the top of my strip is going to go at about the 3-inch mark. Okay, and now I'm ready to tape my punch onto that. And I'm going to put that on there. If you want to put foam squares on what you punched out, depending on what it is, that's fine. You are welcome to do that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a title, and I'm going to use these very big letters. Before I do that, I want to take some expressions. And sometimes on our stickers, we have these little expressions. And people always say, what do you do with all those? Well, this is the perfect place to put those because they will just fill in those little sections there. So I have a couple of expressions that I'm going to use. So autumn leaves, or let's see, bushels of fun. I've got days to remember and flannel season. That's the autumn. Okay, and it just gives you some nice little points there. And then you want to start adding your title around the outside. And I'm going to start it off probably with a leaf. And then I'm just going to add my letters all the way around my outside. And you can decorate as much as you want on the outside. And then for your mats, it's 2 4x6 mats. I just love these chunky letters. They really make a beautiful title. And believe it or not, that was from the Zoo collection. But I just love the way that they look. I'm going to put a couple, just another little fun little things here. I hope we have more chunky letters coming out, because they really make a beautiful statement. There you go. And then I'll finish it off with a leaf. Just there. And then we have two mats. And the mats should be 4x6. So I'm going to, I believe this is already 4 inches. And I'm going to cut that to the 6-inch mark. And you're going to put your mats right above. You're going to just go right above your strip there. Okay, and that is your fun and fast page for today. Can you believe I got them right there without even figuring it out? I hadn't even planned that. And so then you might want to just take your dual tip pen. You want the bold side. I always do some dots, just a couple dots here and there, just to give it some movement. And I just find that it is a lot of fun. And I'll put some around the outside here as well. Okay, so that ends our fast jumbo page for tonight. I've done it in 3 different patterns. Tell me which one you like the best. I've got, this is Painted Garden with Backyard Memories. Golden Harvest for autumn leaves. And this was a Croptoberfest a couple years ago, sunflowers. But you see 3 different patterns, a technique that you can use over and over, and it looks different each time. So I hope that you enjoyed the class. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's Bev DeBono Designs, and I post every single week. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.